Most people think of manufacturing from back in the days of you had to have unions because everything was a sweatshop. It was dirty, it was grungy, you were practically chained to a machine. That's not today's manufacturing.
A lot of people seem to think of it in a very old-fashioned way as dirty factories, jobs that are not very challenging for people's minds, and I would say that it's very much not that anymore.
Today you're going to see shops that are clean. We're producing very, very tight tolerances. You can't do that in a dirty environment. And when I say tight tolerance, you know, you can take your human hair and split it maybe 5, 10 times, and that's what we're manufacturing to.
There have been many advances in technology in the last 20 years, such as computers, robotics, and materials. If you take all these advances that are available to us and combine them with traditional manufacturing processes, you have advanced manufacturing. Advanced manufacturing, by definition, is going to basically be a better way to do something.
Advanced manufacturing involves making things by methods that involve using people's minds more than their hands in a lot of ways.
Advanced manufacturing allows us to produce a product at a lower cost with a better quality and greater consistency.
And in doing so, you're going to have workers that can do a higher skill level than, say, maybe our grandfathers. Our grandfathers were very good manual machinists. They never touched a CNC machine. And they could produce a certain amount of work, and it was quality work, but it was still only a certain amount.
It's also just working with your hands and making things, taking them apart, understanding how they work.
The technology is always changing, and that is something that really maybe started or was standardized in the mid-'80s.
Robotics really started coming into play rudimentary levels in the 1980s. And then in the 90s they progressed to a level that it really became practical to see them in modern manufacturing. You're trying to take a very redundant task and try to automate it as much as possible to free a person up from having to do the same thing over and over and over again. Like look at General Motors or Ford or any of the automotive manufacturers. You don't see them putting tires on cars anymore on the assembly line by hand with somebody struggling with the tire and putting it on. Instead, they have robots that do it all. It does it faster, it does it efficiently.
There are a wide variety of jobs in manufacturing.
You can go into programming, you can go into materials control, there's operator, there's also inspection. There's so many opportunities.
College skills are very good if you want to advance. You will learn some things in college and you'll learn a lot more in your workplace. But the better foundation you have to learn things in your workplace, the more likely you are to advance.
What we're trying to do by switching to offering the Manufacturing Skills Standard Council certifications is transition from traditional metal shop into an actual manufacturing curriculum.
And there's obviously a salary increase there as well.
Getting the CPT certification, it's going to help you get the job in the first place because the company will know that you know what you're doing.
So you're seeing within manufacturing, there's subsets of it, people that more or less specialize in one area.
And we want people that are willing to, are interested in and learning the other steps around the way.
When we hire somebody, we look at several skill sets depending on where they might be needed to work.
You got to be quick with your mind, you know, you got to do a lot of math. But if you like math, you'll like this, it's fun.
You know, one skill set that everyone has to have is the ability to work as a team, the ability to be at work on time, and the ability to follow instructions.
It helps a lot when you do have knowledge of playing around and messing around with computers and software, because the engineering knowledge aside, most of the tools that you use are computerized tools.
You know, these are all good springboards for people that want to go and advance their career in this segment of our industry.
Life is always going to be more fun if you get to see a lot of different things, a variety. You don't want to go and just work in the same nook, the same way for day after day after day. You want to learn things.
It will keep you interested for a very long time, I would say. There's always something new to do.
You're going to need somebody that's got decent math skills, but they need more than that. They need basic programming skills with the computer. because what's going to be utilized is it's a different language. Nobody's going to come with that exact language knowledge.
I would suggest to parents that they encourage their kids to stay in school and learn as many skills as they can.
Nothing's going to replace enthusiasm, because you can teach almost anybody anything if they want to learn it. Typically, you're going to look somebody right out of school that's a total trainee is going to make $12 or $13 an hour. Somebody that has several years under their belt and the ability to set up and run a CNC machine on their own, they're going to be in the $15 to $18 an hour. And once you get into some of these specialized fields and really fields that require a higher level, you'll see people making in the range of up to $30, $35 per hour.
I do believe manufacturing is important. The U.S. economy traditionally was built on a manufacturing base. We see manufacturing going offshore, but what we have to remember is there's always something that we can build or put together in the United States. And so there will always be a manufacturing job. We just have to adapt to the needs.
Manufacturing's always been appealing to me because you get to see the end result. And you ship something out the door, you wave goodbye, you've accomplished something that is going to benefit somebody.
You get the sense of the final product in your hands. You get the sense of what you did actually yield something that's tangible and physical and you're holding it in your hand.
I'm an engineer, and so watching things being put together and having a personal input on something that's either going to make a person safe or make a person happy is a very satisfying thing to be involved with.
Manufacturing is a great industry to get into because it's America. I mean, that's just what we were built on.
While it's not for everybody, it is for some, and it'd be nice if we could show them what manufacturing really is today.